remember, you're hanging with porn stars, bro. Their dicks are down to their knees. You ain't getting naked unless you're gifted. I'm just being honest, bro.
Makes sense. Hey, I am Kevin McLaughlin, and this is the Riffs End.
Rhythms Podcast. I'm Paul Robertson. There you go. Look at that applause for me. That was for me, right? Not him, right?
So the one thing we know about Paul is he's getting older. A few weeks ago, he had a birthday.
Yep.
And,
I turned 21.
Yeah.
So I can start drinking.
For the third time. No, actually, we had a blast.
Yeah.
You can get your gratuitous mention of our podcast partner in.
That's right. That's right. So we went on the podcast there, Jams and Cocktails there, Brad Brock, and we talk a lot about Brad, our gratuitous plug for Brad. But this episode there, we had a birthday episode. He celebrated the birthday with us. Kevin was on, Brad's normal crew was on there. Kevin surprised me with a great cake made of rum.
The world's first drum. Well, let's see. It was
floor drum rum cake.
Yes, it's a floor tom drum cake. Floor tom rum cake.
Say that 10 times fast. I know because you already fucked it up already.
It was a cake with rum in it, shaped like a drum, and because Derek drops cakes, it was a floor tom.
So Kevin hit all the bases with that. What
Rhythms Podcast is I give Paul a hard time, and he totally deserves it. But tonight, I want to honor you, Paul. And I tasked myself with doing something special for your birthday. And so you're the rumfluencer. So it had to include rum. You're a drummer. It had to include drums. It's a cake on JNC, so it had to include something about Derek's ability to carry a cake. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to unveil the world's first rum cake floor tom.
Whatever he called it. But that was a great episode. But one of the important things, I think what you're getting me to say is that episode was we talked about some new opportunities with Brad's show.
We did, okay.
And
Good.
We talked about...
I totally remember that.
That must have been a real good night then, so I'm glad somebody's paying attention here. But yes, we did announce Jams and Cocktails is joining the podcast network, so we will now have 3 shows on the podcast network and expanding. So we're going to rebrand the Drums and Rums podcast under the same RSS feed to B3 Podcast Network. So
what does B3 stand for?
I'm glad you asked. So brands, bands, and booze. Okay, so we're covering all the bases. There's a lot of things we do. Brad shows Jams and Cocktails. It's some of those things. Obviously, it's about music, and I think music is a big theme of it. So, again, we're talking about maybe it's brands, maybe it's bands, and booze again. I don't know. Anyway, so, yeah. So, again, it's all about, promoting and so forth and talking and hanging out with some interesting people. But
speaking of, we got to do that first.
We do. Our Stolock whiskey that has these bottles are very defective, but speaking
of Stolock whiskey,
I'm so glad you actually have something to pour. You're going to pour yours
horribly empty.
Where's mine? Thank you. Where's your damn manners, son?
Now you know how much I care.
Fuck.
Sorry about that.
Jesus, goddamn. I don't get paid.
Yes, there is a problem with these Stolock bottles, and in the fact that they are so way too small.
Well, before you go and start whipping it out there, son. Okay,
Whoa. Hey, I'm not a pole vaulter.
That's what she said.
Although I did pole vault a little bit in high school.
Well, I don't know if that reference was about the Olympics and that, and so forth. But anyway, so I just want to give a nice here. I got this as a birthday gift here. This ultra
it's
clarity.
A nice box. Nice
clarity.
Box, Paul.
Step 1, you put your glass in the box. We got some nice glassware we're going to start using. So there was a birthday gift from my neighbor, Carly there, so I definitely want to give a nice shout out.
This one's got a tongue mark on it already.
Is it lipstick on it?
I don't want that one.
Did she?
Give me a different one. I want a different tongue shape mark on mine.
All right, I don't know. Maybe did
this one's got a much better.
Carly, did you swipe these off the bar that you work at and just put it in a nice box maybe? So anyway. So thanks, Carly. So we're gonna upgrade from our blue and red solo cups there, and now you can. Now
I get it.
You can commence. He ain't very good at foreplay, is he, Tracy? He gets right to it.
No, I just have one play.
Hey.
Dino is picking up right where he left off.
All right,
from
but
last
we
week.
need.
Yes.
Would you like some ice?
Just throw it in there, bro. Just go ahead and just throw it in
You
there.
want some
I'm
of
good.
this ice?
Go ahead, sure. Yeah, it's all cleans anyway. So yeah, so while Kevin's pouring me a nice drink to celebrate my birthday here, it is August, and we are still celebrating my birthday. And even though this is whiskey, it is National Rum Month there. So if you are watching this episode, it is also still time available to get tickets to the Key West Rum Fest. Right, so go down there, save $10 off the VIP tasting session by using the code DRUM. So we'll put the link in the comments there. And yeah, come hang out with me. I'm going to go down to Key West and hang out with some of the brands that have been on the Drums and Rums podcast and have a good time. So even though I know this is a little bit of whiskey, this is our good friends over at House of Wine, Beer, and Spirits and Stolock Whiskey there. So cheers. So
Cheers.
are we saying that we need to have a drink before we get through this episode? I don't think so. So
Having
let's
to-
get right to it, man.
Having to podcast with you, yeah.
Yeah, so let's get right to it. So
Oh, so segue backwards to when you said interesting musicians. We
right.
have some right here.
Yeah, we do.
In the podcasting studio with us as we speak.
a lot of people are very excited about our guest here tonight here. So, so we have I'll call it, I know he's probably very modest and won't want me to say this. So, we have a local legend.
A prolific performer in Florida since the 90s at least.
That's right. Yeah. So we're going to learn more about the band and the front man also here. So, but it's interesting, one of the folks that's sitting on the couch here with us tonight, actually, it was interesting, connecting the
Connection,
dots. Yeah. So let's welcome to the podcast here, Bryce Allen and Chase from the Bryce Allen Band. So how you doing, guys?
Howdy, y'all. Howdy, y'all.
So,
Thank you.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having us out.
yeah. So
thanks.
I know.
Thank you.
And for all you do.
Well, yeah, no.
Yeah, man.
So it's a great, again, like I said, it was an interesting, how we had the conversation, how I met Chase, how I met you, and then we started talking. I'm like, oh yeah, Bryce, and then then Yaz, and then Mike, and he goes, oh, you already kind of. I'm like, yeah, I've been around a while, like as Kevin said, celebrate my 21st
He has been
birthday.
around for a long time.
Thank you.
So
yeah.
crazy connection.
Yeah,
Work connection, other friends would have never expected.
no,
Yeah.
7 degrees. 7 degrees.
Yeah. So, I know, like I said, I've lived here in Jupiter since the early 2000s. Bryce, I remember, I know there's probably a lot more history prior to Box Elder, but yeah. So
A little bit.
yeah. So, where do you guys want to start there? Because I know there's a lot to cover and what maybe not to cover. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Good question.
just talking about playing music in J-Town, let me first start by saying your spot is sweet here. And right tucked away, right in the middle of J-Town, you wouldn't know there's not very many cool spaces like this that landlords are still cool to rent out for people with drum sets and microphones and speakers. And so we're winning already. I just want to say that.
So big shout out there to Pete. Yeah. Thank you, Pete.
Big shout out.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but true. I did just to elaborate what you said. I've been playing music here in Jupiter. Actually, Jupiter Brio Beach Club was Box Elder's first real gig, and I think that was in the mid '90s. Yeah, 95, 96.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just to give you a little. I mean, that was.
That's a
Dude,
further
I
back.
think I was 20, 21. So that's
You're giving away some time here, man. Right?
Yeah, right.
it's a lot of years ago, dude. So, but it's been good, and I'm really I feel really honored in this day and age to be 30 years in and still playing playing for a living and making new music and having loyal friends and people that come out and I'm able to be an artist. So so much gratitude for Jupiter and coming up here in the different bands.
Right.
It's kind of amazing that you can still do it. You know what I mean? And just
Right.
surviving. It's great.
So yeah, because I mean, I know we're gonna probably bounce around all over the place here, but you're definitely somebody. I know Kevin. And I'm not saying you guys are old, but I'm just saying
We're no spring chickens, bro.
Right. But you guys have seen the scene, right? You've seen,
Yeah.
Kevin's seen, the scene. We've talked about in the show previously about, the Port St. Lucie, Stewart, Fort Pierce, that area. The scene has changed over the years.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
seen Jupiter's scene,
Dude, totally different game.
Yeah.
Back then, I don't know about you, Kevin, but in the day when I was younger, okay, we didn't have all this overhead, and as much as you do in the adult kids domestic crap, right? So, dude, you're playing for like maybe some free beer and $100, and you're playing with like 2 other bands, and everybody was bros, and people were on stage, and it was a party. You were done playing, so stoked to hang out. We were younger, you know.
Right.
I find these days we're like a money-making machine, bro. Boo, 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 boo. And we're working, bro. We're adults, and we're just knocking it out. So it's a whole different mindset. But I kind of miss how it was back then. You know what I mean? A little simpler times. Definitely a lot more original music going on. At least in my vein, it was all original music. Dude, I didn't even play covers till like we were forced to in Liminal on a cruise ship one time on a festival. We're like, oh, we gotta play covers. Like, I didn't know what that was. But you know, when you start making the buck, you make sacrifices, and I feel we do it very tastefully.
Yeah.
But
Well, you're keeping that old old time vibe around though.
well, I mean,
you know,
that's
it's
all I
not-
know. That's what I am.
Every gig we go.
I don't
to.
know any. I don't know the new game of the whippersnappers, dude. I don't know that game. I got one game, dude.
Yeah,
You know
Chase,
what I
tell us how it is.
Yeah, no,
Tell us,
for
bro.
real, for real.
Yeah, no.
When you started playing, I was getting out of diapers.
So here's a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Millions of years ago,
Yes.
I actually worked for a sound company out of Jupiter Farms called Freelance Sound.
Yeah, dude. Yep.
And we
Yep.
did.
Yep. I remember freelance.
This was a Randy Carrillo show. And I did sound for a thing called, I think it was called Arts Fest.
Yep. Yep.
And the backside of the mall right here,
Yeah.
in Jupiter. And I did sound for a band called Box Elder.
Yeah, that happened, dude. Yep. I'm trying to think of was that Mardi Gras by the Gardens?
Mardi
Mall?
Gras
Yeah,
at
by
the Martin.
Gardens Mall.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like a lifetime ago.
And so the reason why I remember it is because the lead singer for that band came up to me and he had this little ART tube preamp.
yeah.
And it was like, and he was like, you were like, dude, can you like plug this in for me? Because like, I need all the help I can get.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, yeah, sure, man, whatever. And
Yep.
It was the first time I ever heard your style of music. I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, that's funny you mentioned the ART. Took me like, to get my vocal game down and my vocal gear. I think it took me till about 6 months ago to get it figured out. Dude, I had every sound man from freaking Miami to New Hampshire mother effing me. You're not bringing that thing on my stage. I'm like trying to play with all the vocal effects and emulate with all the shit that's plugged in by like, an AC adapter through like a pro venue, open up for a national. But you learn, bro.
Well, that's why you were he was really gun shy about handing me this thing.
Yeah. I probably thought you were going to bite my head off like everybody else, bro. I figured it out now.
Modest.
For the record.
Modest.
Wait, he actually went easy on you? Because I've heard stories he doesn't normally go easy.
Well, I don't remember him being a dick, but I don't remember much from those days. So I
Well,
gotta tell you that.
that's a
if
good
you're
thing.
upfront about it,
So we're good,
if you're upfront about it. I need help here.
So it's like it's a whole brand new situation.
Yeah, there you go. No, I was like, you were just like, yeah, all these guys give me a hard time for using it, so I figured I'd bring it up here so I wouldn't buzz. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's give it a
was
try.
trying-
What the hell?
That band was so loud, bro. That's before we used the in-ears, and the band was loud. I was singing flat all the time. I mean, the beginning. That's what the first chapter is all about. You're singing flat. You're yelling too loud. You're drunk. You think you sound good. You don't. You're blowing it. That's how we're shaped. That's how we learn, dude. Years of abuse like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of the venues in this area because I guess how far down south do you guys perform today?
Well, really not
more
that.
north.
To north.
More
Yeah,
north.
it's
Or
really
north,
more
yeah.
north. I don't think
Yeah.
we've gone like
West
south of
Palm once in a while.
random Lauderdales.
Okay.
Vero now. I mean, I don't even call this traveling. When you sleep in your bed every night, it's
Yeah,
deluxe.
true.
Right.
But that's for now. I'm gonna miss this because I think before long we're gonna start traveling again. And,
Okay. Oh. Okay.
it's just the name of the game. You can't just play Jupiter all the time and
Yep.
want to run an awesome business. You got to get out.
Well, we're gonna talk about something here in a little bit about maybe possibly traveling here. So we'll kind of we'll just
Yeah,
throw it up
we
there and
spoke.
tease it a little bit here.
Yeah,
So,
man.
but so like I said, I remember the name, and I remember when I first moved to Jupiter, and then I remember just starting to follow you guys, and my brother was living in Orlando and out in UCF, and I say, hey, and he's like, hey, I've got a date and his now wife, and he goes, hey, I said, hey, this band from Jupiter is playing, Box Elder's played up there, and then, I don't know, they got married. Maybe you caused that to happen, right? I don't know. Right?
Orlando
Yeah.
was
Orlando.
like awesome. Orlando was like what really was a driving
It's a-
power.
it was a
behind
scene
that
that-
band's
yeah,
growth. Yeah,
yeah.
we actually were more just as accepted in Orlando as we were here, and Orlando would be the meeting spot for the fans north and south, and Orlando would just be crazy
Right.
parties and
Tell them about
and-
the bus.
and it's so big. You can play everywhere. You can play everywhere in Orlando. You can play at Castleberry. You're right downtown.
Yeah,
the street. I
right.
mean, dude, I hear it's not like that anymore. My musician friends are like,
Yeah.
oh, bro, it's all violent, and you don't want to be out there at night, and it's not.
Yeah, you don't want to be an
No, it's
OBT or anything like that, right?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't been there
Yeah.
since. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but I was up. I was
happening.
telling you, I was up at Will's. Was it Will's or
Will's Pub, yeah.
is that where's that?
It's
Yeah,
on 1792.
still there.
come on, bro, I love that. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
you
Will's
play
Pub
that spot,
looks
bro.
the same. It's got more stickers in it though.
Come on, man. I love that, dude. Our spot there was the back booth where we recorded an album. That was really cool. I'm trying to think of the other venue right now that we would play back to back. Dude, my memories from those days are rough.
Right. Right.
The Social, that was it.
Oh,
Social, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
2 nights in a row, we'd play there on like a Friday and a Saturday. And
No kidding.
Like
That's
that
still a
place.
big popular venue.
yeah, the shows were big and the parties were bigger in that place. That's what happened in Orlando. The beginning of the band and the end of the band.
Oh.
Good spot.
So yeah. So you want to? Can you talk a little bit about that? Because again, I know
Whatever you
yeah.
want to talk about.
Yeah. No. I.
It's
Because
funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Tracy mentioned you guys went like you changed the vibe and went like metal or something at some
Well,
point.
Yeah, it was we fell into a weird,
I didn't
a weird
even, I
thing.
didn't know that.
Well, yeah, it was weird. It was a weird time. We kind of leaned back on rock and roll, and it was kind of in
Okay.
a dark time. You know, it was really funny. I think what we're talking about was after we had a couple of like a fun reggae, super reggae vibe. And you want to hear something weird? This is a cool but ironic thing. So, we needed a new drummer, and the drummer, the son of Toots and the Maytals, drummer
yeah.
from Jamaica, becomes our drummer. So we're like, oh, right, dude, we're going to shake off some of this white boy reggae, get a little more authentic. We're going to freaking, this is good for our brand. We're going to get schooled. This is great. This is great. And funny, you know, you grow up in America on rock and roll. When you get older, you want to play different stuff. Well, Steve grew up in Jamaica playing reggae his whole life. And he wanted to play Tool. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
Right? It's complete opposite. And then he's like, oh, yeah, and I got the studio. I'm going to do it up. Da, 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 da. So we had to give it a shot, fit the budget. But, you know, his ideas were more rock-based.
Mm.
And we were from a rock
Foundation.
foundation, definitely. but we come from,
influence.
We come
right?
from rock.
Yeah.
We're just like reggae-inspired. Even to this day, we're just reggae-inspired. But we come from rock. So, yeah, we threw down some other stuff with him trying, and it was weird. It was in dark times. You know, I don't listen to those tracks a lot, but they're okay for what they were. But they were definitely probably not marketability-wise a smart move or production-wise. You know, considering the last album was produced by, like, Willie Lindo from Black Uhuru, heavy reggae band, you know, and what were we doing? We're kind of going backwards. But it was fun. You know, it's cool. It's cool. You're living and learning.
Yeah, because I think do you see it? Do you looking back now see that the change in the style of music from that early 2000s, mid 2000s, and you kind of I guess you're kind of going back to some of your roots, if you want to call it, right?
Yeah. I think that's a natural progression. A lot of these songs I wrote that we're releasing now were songs that I actually wrote during like a kind of renaissance time for me coming back out of some really black shit for about a decade, you know what I mean? So addiction, you know what I mean? So a lot of these songs in the band have a similar feel, you know what I mean? But that's kind of where I was coming out in the beginning too. So a lot of it's reggae now, but I don't say like, people are like, oh, it's a reggae band, dude. We're not really totally reggae. We're like reggae inspired, man. We got a lot of rock, alternative rock. You know, I tread lightly on it. You know what I mean? I've toured with the Marleys before. You got to be careful saying you play reggae. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm inspired by it and
Right.
I love it and we chuck and we
Yeah.
drop that bass line but we're inspired. We're not like, you know.
I think I remember, and it may have been with you as Bryce Allen Band performing. I remember you guys had played, and I don't remember what song it was. All I remember was like one of those like, fuck, that song sounds familiar. Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh shit, and again you put it in a style, and it was like,
Oh yeah, the covers that we play.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I kind of touched on that earlier. So we're making a living.
yep,
You got to let the audience trust you. If you come out with all your originals, they've never heard you. It's pretty bold, bro, if you're there for money. You know what I mean? It's not like they get paid to come see you and you're going to do what you're going to do, right?
Right.
So it's a mutual respect. I'm working. The people in the bar, I want them to be stoked.
mm-hmm.
I don't really like playing covers, but yeah, we
Yep,
had
yep.
this thing we're like, if we're gonna play covers, let's just turn them out, bro.
Yeah.
Let's take these Bill Withers songs and make them dub reggae. Let's take these freaking Run DMC song, Aerosmith. Let's turn it blues, totally like freaking
Yep.
weird. Like, so we just turn these songs out and do medleys, and it's cool because the people get it
Yeah.
and they hear it and they hear the familiarity, but then they also see our filter and it brings them into us and who we are. That's kind of our music too. So we kind of hope we're kind of mind fucking them a little bit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
let's
this
not
song,
bore
but
'em.
not like this.
Well, I don't want to say that you did that to me, but it sounds like I just admitted it, right?
And when we mix them in,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah, yeah.
Where's that clip? Bryce mind fucked me. Clip that.
Ah,
Title,
yeah.
title.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, ultimately, I'd like to record a whole like an album of just covers, just like
Right.
maybe an EP. You know, enough's enough.
It's like there was one that came to mind. There was what the hell was like Sweden or Norwegian reggae band that did a cover of Kiss. I'm like, okay,
So cool,
that is
bro.
super cool.
Norwegian
That's crazy.
reggae covering Kiss.
and that's cool already before they even did a Norwegian
Yeah.
reggae.
And I was like, oh, okay, these guys are
I want to rock and roll all night.
get to the chopper. You need to work on your accents.
That's more of an
Yeah.
Austrian accent.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That is a fun thing.
Yeah.
When bands put twists on songs, it's so rad.
Yeah.
It's just so rad.
Yep.
You know.
And that's like how we were at, and we're going to talk a little bit about more. This location that I heard this song at was the Hope Sound Market. We're going to come back to that, so we're going to pin that.
The farmers.
But farmers market,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so more
Fun.
to come.
Yeah.
But saw the little things perform. I'm like,
Did you just say butt saw?
yeah, butt saw. Yeah, you don't have a butt saw in your garage? It's right next to the hand.
I used to, but the cops came and took it.
Oh. Dino was like the fifth Beatle.
Yes.
So we had I saw the little things perform, a Muse song, and I'm thinking, damn, where the hell do I know this? I'm like, that is fucking awesome, right? Because they got their style and how they
Yeah,
present
man.
it. It's like, I know that song. Why do I know? Why does it sound so familiar? And then it's like, oh shit. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it definitely. So you try to. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
You keep in your style. You don't try to do something but then
Yeah.
you do it good in your
Yep.
style.
Yeah, I mean, I think I failed miserably trying to be other people before, and that's when that kind of the other road opened up. So no, you can only do this the way you do it.
Right.
I mean, I've tried
Yeah.
brother, and then, what are you gonna do? Show up and try to do exactly what somebody else did, just as good or better? They already did that. Done. You know what I mean? That's over. Let's try something new.
So everything up to the Box Elder now
Yeah.
up to this point is, when did the Bryce Allen Band become what it was?
So it was funny. Box Elder was about a 10-year run, something like that. Really, really fun. In the end, it kind of turned into a party, kind of fizzled out. People grew up. Things changed. I started Liminal immediately right after. Bam, got backing and toured again nationally, internationally. Got on bigger festivals because Sister Hazel, local Jupiter guy, Jet Bear is the bass player for Sister Hazel. So he took management of us. It was kind of like on Secret 7 Records. So then he was pulling us all on the Sister Hazel tours, and the Rock Boat and Rombello and all this awesome stuff. And we're just flying by the seats of our pants, I'd never really healed from Box Elder, so at the party, it was just like
Just non.
someone poured gas on the fire, dude.
Oh my god.
And now it's like, you're just living out of the suitcase anyway, so it didn't matter if you didn't have a place to live because you're just on tour all the time. It all worked out. So back to the question, Bryce Allen Band, Crash and Burn is over. Survived it and got kids on the way. One kid on the way. Scared the shit out of me. Holy crap, I got 9 months to get sober. I got 9 months to pull my shit together. I got this chick. She's all over me to sober up. I can't hide anymore. It's time to be accountable, At that time, I started making my son's nursery and all this stuff. So I start playing songs, kind of like having myself back to being human again, and getting in normal patterns. And then I took my first year off music in like 20 years. Took a year off. I'm like, got to get sober, got to raise this kid, got to get right. Not raise a kid in a year, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to be there, dude. I got to be on my A game is
Right.
It needs to happen now. So that happened. And then after the A game, dude, no work. I barely talked to people anymore. I was raising babies, had another baby. My wife went back to work. I was like out of the mix. Fat dad, bro, eating all the snacks, double chin, bro. But it's over. It's over.
Dad bods are in.
It's over,
okay. We
bro.
don't judge.
Yeah.
It's over, dude. It was over, bro.
By the way, don't say that too loud.
Hey,
No.
no judgment. I'm a dad, dude. So, and then I realized like, man, what am I gonna do where I can go earn some money, where I'm watching these kids all day? I can't. Then I realized when my wife gets home, I got this window from like the kids go to bed from like 9 at night till like whenever. So I started just writing songs, rehearsing, da 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 da. Started gigging by myself. You know, after 20 years of playing in bands, just started gigging, sucking by myself, just playing chords, singer songwriter, nothing lustery, just raw. And that's when I just kept doing that until I ran into our guitar player, you know, Mike, Mike Kerr, who just breathed so much life into what I was doing. You know, I was just singing, playing cowboy chords, and he comes in with all this fancy, awesome playing and dynamics, and I'm like, oh shit, these songs are standing up now. So it's just me and him making money, you know, and then my friend Ryan, actually Ryan Weidenfeld, who's a great drummer, local drummer around here. He actually introduced me to Yaz, and of course he was the drummer. He was living in Nashville at the time, but he was moving back, so he was building this band to move right back into. So, sorry, long answer for a short question. 10 years ago is pretty much what started
10 years,
happening.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, 10 years, and all we were doing is playing and writing and having fun. There was no plan on this band to have a push. I was over it. I'm like, I don't want to be.
You've been there, done that.
Bro, I was showing up for Bryce Allen Band shows like I was a plumber with, like, you know what I mean? Like this is a service I'm gonna provide for you. I didn't care about merch, CD recording. It's just like this is what I do now, and I'm just gonna make money at the gig. And that's, dude, we just made money for 10 years and just played, and like that was it. No recording. I mean, we recorded here and there, but it was always falling through the studio. I'm not available. This, that. It was like kind of frustrating. So we were just making money, spinning our tires for a decade. But while we were doing that, we sure were rehearsing. You know what I mean? A lot of the material that we released, getting a lot of stuff tight and reworking stuff and building relationships. And but it's kind of funny now. So I was gonna say a decade with no intention of it coming to where it is now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Do you feel, Bryce, that that period there where it started, right?
Yeah.
And you got some things, you know, squared away, right?
Yeah.
Did you find that therapeutic?
Oh, 100%. That's why I use the word like renaissance, bro.
yeah.
I went from like hating it, and then all of a sudden talk about content, bro. I just like survived death barely, bro. You know, without going into it, I narrowly survived death, bro. And to have all that gratification coming back to life and getting past it, the kids, you know, the normalcy, it was like a drug in itself. You know what I mean? So yeah, and a lot of the songs, I think that comes through. You know, like some of these new songs that we're releasing, Big Love is one of the big songs, and it's just kind of about being like humbled by a bigger form of love than you've ever, something that changes you. You know what I mean? So yeah, a lot, super emotional, bro. I mean, I'm always on 100 emotion, anyways. But coming back from a hard addiction and having kids is like super emotional.
Right. Yeah.
Super emotional, dude.
No, it's very, very cool.
Comes
So,
out in the music for sure.
Yeah.
It was.
The amount of awesome original songs that are like uplifting and not cliche or anything like that it's always fun. It's always fun.
So okay, so real quick, you kind of mentioned a couple names here. Obviously, you know, Chase right there. So all right, so you know, so Chase, how did you find this guy?
Shoot.
Well, I actually found him, but go ahead, Chase.
For a good
Yeah,
time?
yeah,
was it for a good
You
time?
found me. You found me.
He's on a bathroom stall, bro. I saw
excellent.
his name. Next to there's like the hole in the thing. I didn't know.
Whoa, okay. We'll
The
save.
door.
We're gonna save that for the
I
tales.
thought his name was Chas, but the E was cut off by the hole. I called him. I was like, Chas, what's up? He's like, it's Chase. I'm like, bro, the hole was over the E. I didn't know.
Okay. All right. We'll start like that.
I love you.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I met.
So his nickname is Glory Chase.
I played a gig. I played a gig with all his other boyfriends.
Yes.
Um,
yes. Yep. It's so weird. They just gave you to me. It was the weirdest thing. They needed him bad, and they're like, no, you call him. And we stole him.
Why am I blanking on everybody's name?
Gilly, Matt.
Gilly and Matt, our guys.
Box Elder. That's
okay.
the lineup for Box Elder.
We were forming this band, Gilly Juice.
Awesome.
I mean,
Mad props to Gilly. He's
It's funny.
awesome.
I drive around and I see the stickers. We played like 3 gigs. They were huge and awesome, but we played like 3 gigs, and it's on stickers on people's cars.
God love it.
And awesome guys. I think everyone's like a little busy. You know, Matt's running sound and doing awesome. Gilly still plays, and so I think they were happy to just be like, yeah, this guy's awesome, and he'll fit the bill, and their words, not mine.
Yeah,
And
no, he did. Chase came right in. It was like we had just lost a
yeah.
really good drummer, and we had a couple guys trying to fill in for some bigger shows that we needed a drummer. You know?
Yeah, we try to, it's like
Bad.
we got some production value in the songs. I mean, there's more to do, but we go up there, we've got the effects, we've got click, and we've got things like that we use. So yeah, I made that happen.
That's when I said, dude, you played a click. He goes, I'll bury that click. I'm like, you're hired. Bury the click?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I can do that.
You're hired.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he saved us, man. Thank God. Thank God we met at the right time, Chase. He's perfect for what we were about to go into, you know?
Yeah, looking forward to more. That's what's on the horizon with these songs we just produced, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I don't know.
Cool.
So tell us a little bit about the new stuff.
Man, well,
I thought that would segue in.
it's quite a story. It's quite a story. I'll try to keep it to a minimal and just give you the brass tacks. But so like I said, we've been bouncing around in studios, probably threw a couple thousand at different producers. We were out some money. All we had is a couple, scratch tracks that I wasn't comfortable releasing, or songs that just wasn't quite right. You know what I mean? I've been blessed to do some major releases with some big producers before, so I know the difference between a little something you put out and a real feature from a reputable producer. So I was kind of holding out. So we're just doing our thing in Jupiter, and a friend of a friend said, hey, this producer Brendan Duffy out of California / Brazil just moved to Jupiter Farms. You won't believe it. He just did the latest Bruce Dickinson album. He's done Snoop Dogg, Sheryl Crow.
Oh, shit.
He just did the latest. What's the rap dude? I'm too old to know.
Kendrick Lamar.
That track's like one of the best. Dude, he's like blowing up. He sees us at DOS, just a trio, and tells my buddy, oh, hey, I saw these guys. He goes, those are the guys I'm telling you about. So needless to say, I guess he wants to have some local involvement with the local, He just built this really nice studio out in Jupiter Farms. So he starts recording us, and we do 3 songs. We don't really know what to expect. And then
Yep. We snuck into it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it was unbelievable. And the next thing you know, he is so, I think, I want to say he's vested in us now after we have a relationship with him. And the songs, well, first let me tell you the songs. I've worked with a lot of producers over the 30-year time. I've had the blessings to work with some really good producers, and it's always a different experience. But I will say this, working with Brendan was the most satisfying recording studio session I've ever had. Like, unbelievable. Talk about, like, Kevin, you ever record stuff and feel like maybe you left something on the table, or the take wasn't as good, or like, dude, Brendan makes it, you walk out of there 110%, you got that shit out. There's nothing left on the table, bro. Yep. There's nothing left on the table. Like, it's fucking awesome. And that, to feel that way, bro, about your music when you're an artist is like one of the most, especially for us, after stalling for like 10 years and not putting out music. With other bands, I was putting out music for over a decade every 2 years. Right. It was like a thing. And then I don't put it out for like a decade, And I had all this. I always joke, we were the tree that fell in the forest that no one fucking heard. You know what I mean? We work so hard, and at live shows, people love us, but nobody knows anything. Like, so we met Brendan. He's like, you guys suck. He's like, you guys are amazing musicians. You know what? At business, you fucking suck. I can't. And every night, he made sure he told us we sucked at least 10 times about our business. Thus, now he's whipped our ass. We got merch on the way. Yeah. So anyways, back to it. Brendan records us. We can't believe the tracks, his recording process. He makes it sound giant. He makes you feel comfortable. It's amazing. He's world class. We had an arrangement that was more than fair for financial. And at the last minute, he had a friend of a favor, this weird thing. He is also from being in Brazil, where he's won Grammys, and same with in the U.S. He has a friend, Leo Liberte, who is a crazy videographer in Brazil. He's done some stuff. I think it was with Slipknot, with Kiss. He works it out.
Metal's huge in Brazil.
Huge, yeah, metal. Both of these. Yeah, let me tell you.
We were talking metal before you were.
Yeah, and I should mention that both of these guys are like metal. That's what's classic, because we're not metal, but he gets the sound spectrum. He gets it all, dude. It's like, at first, I was like, we got a metal dude producing our reggae-inspired rock and roll. I'm a little nervous. Like, he doesn't miss a beat. He's there, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, Leo flies in because Brendan needs a favor for him, and it's cheaper for Brendan for us to just work something out with Leo, and then he'll just waive the recording fee so we can work with Leo. So Leo flies. So here we are, 10 years, no music. We're blowing it all like, thousands of dollars in the hole, no tracks that we're ready to push. And this world-class Grammy Award-winning producer comes in, floats the bill, invites his Grammy Award-winning videographer to come in. We shoot 2 videos, one in a $30 million mansion on the ocean, Jupiter Island, one on the ocean in town Jupiter. And now we're just like, what happened? Because we didn't have anything forever. And now we're about to release 3 songs, like an EP, right at once. We're not going to be like, next week, the next release, next month. Like, I think people work it.
Just hit him full force,
Dude.
right?
Here it is, bro. Here it is. This is what we did. All
Good
3
point.
of them. Big shot. Chew on them. And we'll do that in the videos. And videos are kind of funny, right? Videos, like, I don't know anything about videos. 30 years, never made a video. Watching the video back, seeing stuff that I'm like, oh, whoa, bro. That's what that looks like when I sing that? Damn, bro. I'm,
Seeing yourself,
whoa, bro.
yeah.
Talk about humble, bro. Talk about humble. Being all spirited,
I like
singing.
boring. Like I don't want to be there.
Better than
Just having
pictures.
so much fun.
I joke with my wife. Everybody takes pictures of me while I'm singing. And I'm just like, another air dick, hon. Hey, look, it's another air dick on the cover of the magazine.
Hey, wait, do you suffer from that, Kevin?
No.
No. People don't want to take photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I threw away my red microphone a long time ago.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Funny,
I
bro.
know. There's resting drummer face, right? And we always talk about drummer's like, "Rrr, I'm
Yeah.
focusing,
Tension.
Yeah. I'm constipated, really.
Yeah, get some funny faces when you're
Yeah,
playing live.
Drummer stink face is a unique brand of stink face.
Too
No,
funny,
but never smiling, right? Yeah.
You try something
Too
you're working on. It's the
I'm
worst.
feeling it with my face muscles.
Yeah, it's a whole nother thing seeing yourself play music. It's weird.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes,
yes,
it truly is.
So do you? So okay. So do you feel like this is all of a sudden like, whoa, this is moving really fast here?
Well, I did. I think that's why I'm like a little kid. I'm excited about it, and it's not like I have these giant expectations. I'm just stoked for us to up our game in our business. That's
Right.
all. I'm stoked to be in business with these 3 other dudes. And right now we've just been schlepping on the B circuit, making a living, real calm, not really trying. Now it's time to apex a little bit and flex and make some smarter moves and just raise our business. I don't care. Like, we don't have to be this big piece of the like. I don't have these big dreams. Like,
Right.
oh, bro, we're gonna get signed. I mean,
Yeah. Because you've been
if our
there.
business
Yeah.
is solid and we can make some loot and up our game by 20 G's, 30, we're making money together. We got a business. We're reaching new people. I mean, that's what it's about,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, no, for
I don't need money.
We got the material.
Pretty much, bro.
We got the material and drive, and it's just like that production factor. Like
Yeah.
2024, like you need that kind of stuff. It's not.
Yeah, it's true. It feels good to get our shit together if we're trying to run a music as like a business. And it's not about. I don't want to say business. I don't money,
No.
money, dude. Fuck
Yeah.
money, but it's a business.
Yeah.
You got to stay alive. You got
Yeah.
to take care of your world. So it's cool to try to step it up and see where we can take it.
Yeah, I think that's always an interesting aspect of as artists and musicians. There's that tug and pull about, am I doing it for the money? Am I being the more business side of the things?
Yeah.
But still, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you've got to put food on the table.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And-
it puts it in a very it puts your love in your art in a very vulnerable place.
Right.
When you're doing it for the buck, dude, because I find myself doing shit that
Put you to the test. Like,
bruh, I don't want to be in. I'm not there in the moment, but I'm just there to pass go and collect that $200.
But I think it goes back though, Bryce, is that your journey.
Yeah.
Let's go on back here, right?
Yeah.
You've kind of got your priorities and things. It goes back, right? You've
Yeah.
got to take care of your
Yep.
family, right? And
Oh, yeah,
and I
yeah.
know you're very,
Yep.
very right. Yeah.
Yep. Gotta keep
So-
it right. Yeah, no, definitely. And I'm done, dude, I'm older now. I'm not the musician that's girlfriend or wife takes care of him and all that shit. I got shit to handle and I gotta take care of it myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
right,
I'm at
yeah.
that age. Like I used to be that guy, bro, Peter Pan and my wife's paying the rent. I'm on tour. Like, a real not grown up adult, dude. But now in my older age, I handle my business, so it's
Right.
gotta be on.
Yeah. Mowing the grass, right?
Yeah, bro.
Humbling.
Keeping
right?
it tight, bro.
Like,
Keeping it
man,
tight.
I was playing to 1,000 people the other night, and now I'm mowing the grass.
Yep.
Yeah,
no,
but that's how it goes. That's how you get that savage tan, though. You do that.
That's
shitless
it,
mowing.
bro.
That's
That's
true.
how you're tan for the video shoot.
Yeah, That's it.
So before I start wrapping some things up here again, so you guys got time to come back next week, because we got a lot more.
Oh
to talk
yeah,
about.
man, for sure. This is so great. Local J-Town. I live right down the street. This
Cool.
is really cool,
Cool.
really comfortable. I love that you guys had us out.
Yeah, no, perfect.
Pleasure,
So
dude.
before we wrap up here, you guys got like an MVP shout out. Chase, do you got somebody you want to recognize or
MVP musician.
or whoever, right?
Music industry.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
Or someone out of the music industry that supported your efforts in music.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mom, dad, no, of course, but no, I'm gonna go with my drum teacher, who I was with for like I don't even know 12, 14 years growing up. When I started, I was young, I was 7, and if it wasn't for him, a teacher can just like teach you how to play some drums and teach you like that kind of thing, but he was totally engaged, and we were friends when I was older, and he came to my shows and things like that. And if it wasn't, his name's Todd Walker. Let's go.
Todd's a friend.
Yeah, man.
Todd.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, nice.
He's a monster.
He's a monster player. Love him. He's done big things, and if it wasn't for Todd, I would have never been inspired to really push to do it outside of like lessons and sitting at home playing drums in the empty room. Todd Walker,
All right, yeah, awesome.
Florida guy, local dude.
Yeah, Todd's a monster.
Very cool. So yeah, I think that's the part, right? Is you can teach somebody, but it's the inspiration, right? And maybe the teacher might not be the best teacher, but if they get you to light that fire,
That too.
they
Yeah.
get you to do that thing, right? So,
For sure.
so Bryce, you got a Tales from the Road here? Because
Oh,
let's hear
Whoa.
let's hear Tales from the Road.
I'd have to think about it, dude. I gotta like almost fan the giant deck of cards, bro. Like, what are you talking about here, bro? Holy
Which
shit.
one do I pick? Draw 4,
20 years of touring.
skip reverse.
Yeah, it's a couple one. If you want to know the you just get right to like the nitty gritty apex of the craziest thing maybe ever was Box Elder at its peak partying, peak popularity, red hot times for us, and Playboy magazine invited us to Jamaica Hedonism, and it was fucking wild. And
Wait. As your lawyer, does your wife know about this story?
dude,
The
before my wife,
Hedonism one or
before my
two?
wife,
Okay.
Hedonism 2.
Oh, that was the better one.
Yeah. We didn't know.
I've heard about
We
it.
didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. I'd been to Jamaica before for like a honeymoon. You know what I mean, with my first wife, and been married 3 times in case anybody's wondering. Jesus. So I got it right the 3rd time. So we get there. And we're like so stoked. We're going to Jamaica, yeah. And then like hedonism's just like the resort, so you're not really out on the island, It's great at Jamaica. They pick you up right from the airport. They bring you to get like food, drinks, drugs. Like it's all right there. Like, no kidding. Like literally, I don't know if you've been to Jamaica, but like you come in, the bus stops right there. You go get some sodas, some drinks, water. The guy looks at you, opens the back door. There's a barrel of Coke back there. There's a barrel of 10 barrels of fucking weed.
I was at that store.
You
and
probably know
I
that
missed
store.
that. I
Yeah.
totally missed a barrel of Coke.
It was really funny.
Damn it.
I bought some weed. It looked all brown. I just I just had it like in a pile like this. I just shove it in my acoustic guitar pouch. I'm sitting on the bus going, man,
This stinks so
I
bad.
smell skunk and I got that brown bud. I'm pissed. And I'm sitting there and then I get to hedonism. I open my guitar and they cured the weed over there. Like it's amazing weed, but they just don't have the capability to cure it like they do in the US. It's really good. And it was fire, and it was just fire. So the first day we get there, it's a little weird. We're playing for 1,000, 10,000, maybe not 10,000, 1,000 to like 3,000 naked people. Everyone's naked. And they're so.
Oh, you performed.
But we're not naked. Oh, we're performing. Yeah, we're performing. We're on tour. We're it's business.
But we're not naked.
Yeah. So-
My 3rd wife is a good idea. I wasn't naked.
Yeah.
At the,
No, I wasn't naked. Let me
the
tell you, bro.
clothing optional
Let me tell you.
resort, I totally wore
I
my
thought
clothes all
about
day.
it. But bro, remember, you're hanging with porn stars, bro. Their dicks are down to their knees. You ain't getting naked unless you're gifted. I'm just being honest, bro.
Makes sense.
I roll up with 3 dudes. Oh, we like your tats, da da da, and they're like, oh, that's that guy from this porn.
Yeah, but somebody with
They're all
a
hung like
high intensity
horses,
choke
bro.
reflex might
You're
be all about
keeping
it.
your shit on if you're me, bro. You know what I mean? For real, bro. No, for real, bro. Like, it was ridiculous. So the first show goes pretty good.
Dino is on fire.
Nice.
Yeah, the acoustic show went really well, and it was a good time. We met a lot of great photographers there, crazy porn stars, really fun. One day we were up in the White River rafting with all these like beautiful.
I don't want to know why it's
people. Yeah. White water, like it, like
There's no water in there.
Yeah,
It's just a white
yeah.
river.
So it was a really great trip. You know, the irony of it all is the big night of the electric show. Jamaica, the power's different there, and our gear was all messed up. It sounded all fucked up, and we blew it. That's the truth, bro. Amongst us, we blew it. Box Cutter blew it. We were up there. It was the big night. Like, these guys were so good at the pool, and we went up there, and the power was weird for us, and the sound was even weirder, and we couldn't do what we do. It's just it didn't work, dude. Ran back to the room and camped out on that good weed for the next day. Didn't like an ostrich with my head in the
What
ground.
happened? You were just cutting out mid.
Weird stuff, bro.
Power's unreliable.
Weird stuff.
Jamaica,
Yeah, it was weird. We didn't have our sound technical game together.
So it wasn't just you guys though.
No. Well, I'd like to
having
think
that
not.
issue.
I'd like to think not. The acoustic gig.
Yeah,
went great.
I was smoking
good
this
one.
awesome brown weed all week. I don't know why I fucked it
I
up.
don't know what happened,
Sounded good in my head.
but it was a crazy time. I'll tell you that. It was a crazy time. It was a good one.
Whoa.
I've been there, and that's a rocking place.
Yeah. People, people are really free there. You know, people are really free. Everybody's freaking having sex. Everybody's hanging out. So
That's
it's a
wild.
little heavy, but it's quite an experience.
That's
Quite an experience, man. It's quite an experience.
Well, Kevin, that is by far probably nobody. I have really challenged anyone who comes on this show next to challenge that Tales from the Road.
Yeah, I can tell you what. No, yeah, that's the best Tales from the Road story.
All right. Well,
The
I'll have to
runner-ups.
top it on our next story on our next episode. I'll have to
Yeah.
think
But
of
wait,
another ridiculous
My
story.
favorite.
But
can
wait,
I
there's
say-
more.
Can I say that my favorite part of that story is that the lead singer in the band had his pants on at a clothing optional resort.
You may be right about that, bro. You may be right. And I'm not going to. I chickened out.
The only
I chickened
person
out, bro.
within 5 miles who had pants on, right here.
I believe our guitar player got naked.
Yeah.
I believe. That's what I heard. We got
Allegedly.
separated.
You heard you weren't
Over the
there.
days after the show, it went black. We all got separated and partied in different directions and didn't know what
That's
was
probably
going on.
best. I don't want to get naked with.
So I don't know who was naked. I don't know what was going on.
If
just
I'm
know
gonna
what I
get
was doing.
naked, it's not what you guys around.
I was married at the time. I held it together. Not to sound like
Yeah.
rock star, but I was married at the time. I held
Yeah.
it together, dude. It was cool.
Yeah.
I had bigger problems.
No,
than
I'm with that. I
chicks.
mean, you don't want to bring problems home with you either.
Come on,
No.
Chase. So are you trying to say you don't want to see Mike and Yaz?
No,
Oh
no.
my god, dude. We're all so domesticated now, bro. It's-
I mean,
I don't want to put you on the spot there.
Mike's pale ass.
The International Clothing Optional Resort, brought to you
Yeah.
by Harris.
yeah. That was fun, but I'm not going back there.
Yeah.
One and done.
One and done,
There
dude.
you go.
Thank you.
Oh shit.
Were you about to tell us the runner up now that he's number one? Is that what you were going to say earlier? The runner up Tales from
No, I'm not going to try and compare anything to that. That's an awesome story.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're the
guys.
we're the host here. We're not putting ourselves out on blast.
Of course.
Too funny, man.
So all right, you guys are going to come back next week. So before we wrap up here, so what do you got, guys? Get upcoming shows here. Middle August here. What do you guys coming up? 'Cause
Yep.
I know there's a big one coming up here. We just kind of
Well, wait. The big thing is there's a premiere coming, right?
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
yeah,
Release.
Yes.
Release time.
Yep.
Uh,
it's August
August
24th. Yep.
Okay.
And that's going to be at Guanabanas. And we are going to be releasing one video, which is like the title song and title track of the EP, which is called "The Place in the Light." And that's the title track of the song. But like I said, we're not just going to give the song the video. We're also going to release the other two songs. Although we do have another video for the other song. We'll just release that next, when it's ready. But
Okay.
we're not going to play the
Nice.
"Hey, tomorrow, important announcement. Hey, wait for this." Hey, look, nothing to
No.
see.
So
I'll
are
tell
you
tomorrow.
guys releasing music as independent artists?
As of right now, yep. Right now, it's
That's
all
the way to
it's all
go.
independent.
That's
Yep.
it. Independent.
That's it, bro. That's it. You know,
You don't need a record company.
No, you don't. And back to that. And Kevin, you're right. Like, I used to think that was the way, and let somebody else float the bill and pay them back. Dude, if we can run a stable business ourselves, playing really great music, that might be all we need, dude. You know what I mean?
man.
Yeah.
And
Less middleman. I mean, I'm pretty resourceful being in the mix 30 years. I'd like to focus more on music and less on all the other garbage, but
Right.
we can build a team over time. It doesn't have to be this like corporate conquer everything to make it work. And that's I'm not in a rush to go do
We-
something dumb like that.
We do have Brendan,
Yeah.
who's a big help.
Yeah, Brendan's our quarterback.
Brendan didn't just record us and mix and peace out. He's
Yeah.
in it with us, so
Yeah.
that's huge because he's
Cool.
super
Yeah.
experienced and degrees and everything. But he was already working before he had all that. He
Yeah.
knows what's up.
He's-
So
yeah.
that's
Mhm.
yeah, we're lucky in that way.
No, we're super blessed. That's why I'm so excited, bro. It's like it's just really happening, regardless of the outcome. It's just so satisfying to be working so hard and then be able to bring it to fruition with professionals. You know, it's thank God. Lose my mind.
Very cool. This is cool. This
August
is a cool,
24th.
This is a cool episode.
No doubt.
You guys are great.
I can't wait till next week. What are we gonna? How are they gonna top this here?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to make him talk about the time he sang with his pants off.
Oh yeah. You know.
Hey, Bryce. Not saying not. There's a guitar over there. Just saying.
I'll remember that, bro.
We do have a Patreon page just in case.
Nice.
That's
nice.
good to know, bro.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Yeah, the good thing is when you're playing guitar and without your pants on, nobody can tell.
Oh well, there you go. That's true.
Okay, so now's the time. Yeah.
All right. Same thing for you, Chase.
Yeah,
Right?
you can
You're behind the drums, right? Nobody's gonna see
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, there's a
That's
snare right in
Drummers
the
do
way.
get away with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Junkalicious.
Yeah. Drummers get away with it naked.
Yeah. Ask Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Anyway, so
Did he get away with that? With
Yeah, he
that?
made money on that.
Yeah, right. Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Stephen Perkins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jane's Addiction.
so-
Naked.
Yeah, they're Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're
Because anybody wants to see that? Really though?
They were on drugs. That's
How-
back in the
yeah,
way,
but the
you know.
coolest writer in the world is 4 people in a band. We need 2 pairs of socks for wardrobe.
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
dude.
How did this episode turn into talking about naked guys with
Oh
4
yeah,
guys?
I don't.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's your fault. You started with the pole vault.
Hit the brakes.
Oh, it's my yeah.
You got us on the track.
Oh, the Olympics, yes. So anyway, all right, so you guys gonna come back next
Yeah,
week?
man, we look
got a
forward
lot.
to
We
it.
got a lot more to talk about.
Just
here.
getting started.
Yeah. Oh, we get warmed up for sure.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we ready to?
Are we all right? So,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, congratulations for surviving this episode of the Riffs and Rhythms podcast. My name is Kevin McLaughlin, and this is.
Paul Robertson.
Thank you so much for listening, Paul.
I'm the riff.
Come on, don't be so anticlimactic. Say something cool.
Say something cool.
Yes.
Perfect.
You read my mind.
Cheers. See you next week.